now that he's all packed up, it's time to get on him. Now, there's a couple important things you want to do before you go ahead and get on the horse. First, you want to check his equipment. You want to check his bridle to make sure it fits correctly, which we already went over, and he is okay. Also, more importantly, is you want to check the cinch and make sure it's tight enough, basically so the saddle doesn't fall over and you come off the horse. Just want to run your hand under it, make sure it feels snug, which his does, so we're good. Now, with him being, this is just him being a saddlebred thing. Before we get on him, I'm going to make him do something called parking out, which he just did for me, just bringing his 2 front feet forward. Alright, now when you mount a horse, you're going to stand on his left side, and you're going to kind of face him. You're going to grab your reins in your left hand. You don't want to really tug on his mouth, but you want to have a little bit of a contact on him in case he were to walk off. And then you're going to take your left foot and place it in the stirrup. Sometimes you can use a block if they're too short, or if it's an older horse where you want to be easier on their back. So you're going to do is you're going to have your reins in one hand. You can grab the mane of the horse if you need to. You're going to put your right hand on the back of the saddle, and you're going to kind of jump up. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you're going to pull yourself up, and you're going to bring your leg around the horse's butt and sit as gently as you can in the saddle. You don't want to slam down on the horse's back because it doesn't feel good. It would just be like someone slamming down on your back. And then you're going to take your right foot and you're going to place it in the other stirrup on the other side. How about then I'm going to bring him around real quick. Now, some things we're going to go over before we actually get started with him. I'm going to throw my cell phone down here real quick. Normally don't throw things off a horse because they could move, but again, I know him. Now, this is going to be a little different. You have 2 ways of holding your reins. He has actually an English bridle on, and he's used to direct reining, so that's what I'm going to do with him for his sake today. But a lot of times in Westerns, you can neck rein, which is where you put your reins in one hand, hold them kind of like this, and then the way the horse steers is when they feel the rein hit the right side of his neck, he'll move his head to the right. When he feels the rein hit the left side of his neck, he'll move himself to the right, and you steer with your legs as well. However, direct reining, and then you usually have more slack in your rein. For direct reining, you actually split your reins, so you have one in your right hand and one in your left hand. And the way they steer, you have a more direct feel of the horse's mouth in the bit. It doesn't actually really affect his neck. Now, most important thing when you're on a horse is whoa, and learning how to stop. If you can stop a horse, you can do anything, and you can control a horse's speed. Now, when you do whoa, what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of feel of the reins. You're going to say whoa, and you're going to lean back and sit down in your saddle a little bit. The other most important command is plucking and kissing. That encourages the horse to go faster. Now, you want to make sure you don't give the horse mixed signals, because if you're both squeezing with your legs and clucking and telling him whoa, we're pulling back on his mouth, the horse isn't going to know what you want him to do. So we're going to start off by walking. Also, you want to keep your hands pretty low on the horse and just have a decent feel of his mouth. When you ask the horse to walk, you're just going to apply a little bit of leg pressure, and you're going to cluck. Walk up. I just need you to walk a little bit. Now, the basic position when you're riding, so I have to work in an aisle right now, so it'll be a little bit more difficult to show you. The basic position when you're riding is you want to have a straight line from your shoulders to your hips to your heel. You also want to have your heels down in the stirrup, and you want to have some pressure there. When a horse moves, you can actually feel him going forward and back. So you just kind of want to move with the motion of the horse. I'm going to walk around a little bit, let him warm up. He just came in from the pasture and it's cold outside, so he probably needs to loosen up a little bit. Just going to kind of let him have his head. And then if I want him to stop, I'm just going to gently squeeze back with my reins, put pressure down in the bottom of my seat, and say whoa. And he stops just like that. Squeeze him forward again. Now when you go to jog or trot a horse, just a step up to the walk. The walk is a 4-beat gait, the trot is a 2-beat gait, and the canter is a 3-beat gait. So after the trot, just going to, again, squeeze them on a little bit more. You see the pocket, you're going to squeeze your legs a little bit harder. You don't want to sit there and really kick the horse, because it would do the same thing as someone kicking you. It's not comfortable for them. However, if they're being stubborn and they don't want to go, don't be afraid to apply a little bit more light pressure. I'll try them when I turn them around. Squeeze this forward a little bit. Front. And he's going to pick up a little trump for me. He's a saddle seat horse, so he doesn't usually really jog or go slow. But he seems to be cooperating as well with me. Now when trotting, when you trot this slow, you just kind of sit down in the saddle and go with the motion again. Or when the horse trots a little bit faster, you can move on and you can do something called a post, which is in a post you pay attention to the horse's outside leg. I'll come closer, it might be easier to show. Pay attention to the horse's outside leg, and when the horse throws his outside shoulder forward, you rise in the saddle, and when he brings his leg back, you sit in the saddle. It's called a post. What I'm going to demonstrate. This is posting. And step up in a lope or a canter. The canter horse is just to step up to the trot. What you're going to do is you're just going to egg them on a little bit more, and you're going to usually kick to them, and they'll go ahead and break into the canter. Again, I'm really limited on space right now since there's not good lighting in the indoor arena, so bear with me. The canter is appreciates the front leg. And actually, I'll go ahead and ask him for the trot. Oh. He's used to taking that on the standstill, so for his sake, I'm going to do that instead. Oh. That's what a canter looks like. But again, normally you're just going to push a little bit harder. Again, he's a saddlebred, so he's a little different than sport horses. Just going to move with the seat. And make sure those heels stay down and skirts down. If you feel a little uncomfortable with your canter and it's going a little too fast, never be afraid to grab the horse's mane a little bit. They don't have a lot of nerve endings up there, so it actually does not hurt them. And you can hear me kick. And then again, a stop horse. All you do is still going to sit down, stay low. Put your heels forward a little bit. Oh, he was anticipating the canter leg, but that's not what I'm going to ask you to do. Now when you're turning a horse, direct rein, what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze a little bit with the direction you want the horse to turn. You don't want to yank on the horse's mouth, you just want to give gentle, like a handshake pressure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to squeeze, I want him to turn to the left right now. I want him to turn all the way around to the left. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit with my inside, I want him to turn to the right. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit with my right rein. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure with my right leg and just encourage him to go ahead and turn around. And then I'm just going to say ho. And if I want him to turn to the left, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just give little shakes or little tugs with my left rein, use my left leg, and ask him to turn to the left. Again, I'm just being gentle, I'm just kind of letting him mosey around. He doesn't have a whole lot of space to work with right now. So, okay, and then I'm going to show you how to back. The concept of backing is essentially the same as a whoa. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to apply even pressure with both of my reins, and I'm just going to squeeze back. Some horses are trained to do it with their legs off of them, some horses are trained to do it with their legs on them. He does it with your legs off, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just going to say back, and squeeze evenly with both reins. You can cluck to him a little bit if he doesn't want to do it. There you go. Say whoa, and then I'm going to let it walk forward a few steps. And then I will dismount. Dismounting is the exact opposite of mounting. What I'm going to do, again, I'm going to put my reins in one hand. I'm going to go ahead and put them back in my left hand. I'm going to put my hand right here up on the cancel of the saddle. I'm going to take my right foot out of the stirrup first, I'm going to swing it around, making sure not to whack him in the butt. When I get this leg over, I'm going to lean over my saddle. I'm going to make sure to take my left foot out of the stirrup, and you're just going to slide down. Now make sure you remember to take that left foot out of the stirrup, or you'll kind of be like hanging here in the trip. So take my reins, and I'll lead them off and tell me to go for it. And that's about it.